Hi everyone. I just wanted to do an addendum to the video that I had done about the Jewish boy who had a near-death experience. And I just, started thinking about something after I did the video, and I didn't want to just assume that the story is true. In one of the tables I had put in true story. So I wanted to try and see what would happen if I put in false instead of true. And when I put in false, it didn't work. So then I tried to put in some easier words, like I tried to put in the word liar, and that did come up. But then I turned around and put in the word not, and I just wanted to show you that when you put in not liar, you see that it comes in meshed together. The two words come in meshed together, so you have not liar meshed in. It's almost as if God is telling us that this boy is not a liar. And that's the same thing that had happened with the original situation. Was when you put in true, it was meshed in with the word story and with the word boy. So it was like God is saying that the boy's story is true because all of those are meshed in together. So on the flip side, when you put in not liar, you see that those two words are meshed in together as if God is telling us that he's not a liar. And I also tried it with the word, oops, that's not the one. I also tried it with the word lie instead of liar, and lie came up as well, and it came right in the same area where it says not. So it's like God is saying it's not a lie. And then the other thing that I wanted to point out is in this table right here, but first let me get back to the video because I want to show you something first. Okay, over here, let me just play it a little bit. Okay, over here he's saying, and what happened is that those people simply took me. I don't know how to explain it. They took me to a lower hall. I was in a sort of hall, and they took me to a hall below it. And then it says, now in that hall where I was, it was a place called Lower Gan Eden. They took me there, and then they suddenly showed me a gate, and they opened the gate, those two people. And I saw people learning Torah, and I saw the light there. The light, of course, is Jesus, and it was simply something really huge. Really beautiful. The light I saw was in the beginning. The light I saw in the beginning was nothing compared to the light. Nothing, nothing at all. This was something good. That was the lower Gan Eden. Just think, there were higher levels than that. And then the rabbi's saying, can you describe what it was like? It's not possible. It's something good, something beautiful, a feeling like you just want to stay there with them and learn Torah with them, just to stay there in that place and not leave it. And then the rabbi saying, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? You smell a good smell, simply a good smell. It just can't be described in this world what that good smell is that you smell. A good smell, and you see the light, and you just want to stay there forever, always. You don't have things there like you have here, material things. There, everything is spiritual. And it's something good, something beautiful, feeling. It's a feeling, a good and wonderful feeling. And you understand that's only the entrance to Gan Eden. Okay, this is the part I wanted to get to. Now, if you go back to the table over here, you see where it says Eden? What I noticed after I had done the video is that it had the word gate several times. You see it right here, the word gate, and then right here touching the letter N, you see gate, and then you see it in some other places here in the scripture. Let's see if I see any right off. I had seen it several times. Okay, I can't see another one right off, but let me get back to the video. In any case, what he was saying is that he only got to the entrance of the gate. He wasn't actually allowed to go into Eden or into heaven. So this was only like a waiting area or like a lobby or a hall, and it was so beautiful. So it's like you can only imagine what it's like to actually go in. And then when you get back to the table, as I showed you, it has the word gate several times, and it's almost as if God is telling us that, you know, he didn't actually go into Eden. He's just making that clear. He only got to the gate of Eden. So I thought that was a very interesting coincidence that gate came up several times in the table and right by the word Eden, as you can see it both times here. Just almost touching, well actually it is touching against the word Eden in both cases right here. And like I said, I saw the word in some other places in the scripture. It's not jumping off the page at me right now, but I'm pretty sure that there might have been more. Because anytime it said begat, you know, this was all genealogy. So whenever it said begat and then the next name started with E, like this one right here, it made the word gate. So it was in there more than a couple of times. So I just thought I would point that out because that's a very interesting coincidence, and it's like God is clarifying that he only saw the gate. He didn't actually get to enter into Eden. Now the other thing that I want to mention is, as I had said, I do believe that this story is true, and I do believe that it has to do with the Passover. If you had noticed in the tables that I had brought forth, it had mentioned the coming of Christ in one of them, and it was around the Passover season, of course, and the other two were about the Passover, and then the last one that I had showed was about the Exodus, which actually was the first Passover. And like I had said at the end of the last video, that the final Exodus, which, you know, is talked about in the book of Revelation, which, you know, the first Exodus was just a type and shadow of what is to come. As far as, you know, all scripture, I mean all of the New Testament is just a type and shadow of what would come, which is in the New Testament, and what is still yet to come in the future. So the final Exodus that's talked about in the book of Revelation has not yet come to pass, and as it showed in the table that I had done with the blood moon tetrad, it said, you know, it will come to pass after 40 days. So, you know, there's the Exodus, and then 40 days later there was the Ascension, and then 10 days after that was Pentecost, which is when the 10 Commandments were given. So that whole time frame is significant. It was significant with the first Exodus, it was significant with the Passover, and it may very well be significant with the time frame concerning the Exodus that's talked about in the book of Revelation. So since we're coming up on Passover, I just wanted to point that out, that this is an important time frame. And it also came up in the second Advent table. The same time frame was given right next to the word Advent. So I really do think we need to take note of these tables. These codes were obviously placed in there by God, and they seem to be giving a message. So I'm just giving this message out as a warning. And there's something else that I wanted to point out about the table. Let me get to that. Hold on just one sec. Okay, in this table right here where it says not a liar, I was trying to read the scripture over here at the top, and I was having a little trouble reading it. I had read this much so far. I had read, come, he will declare unto, and I kind of got stuck over there, but I noticed the word USA. So it's like he's saying, he will declare unto USA, but then it really goes on to say, all things Jesus saith unto her. So it's like it's saying that Jesus is declaring this to the USA. So you have to keep in mind that this video was done. Let me get back to the video. You have to keep in mind that this video was done in Israel, but because of the internet, it was declared to the USA. And it was actually Jesus who spoke to this boy over here. He was the light that was speaking to him. And so it's like these words that this boy is relaying in the video is like it's God declaring it to whoever sees this video. So in other words, it's being declared not only to Israel but also to the USA and to the entire world, to anyone who can see this video. So let me get back to that table. And then over here, right after it says, Jesus saith unto her, then it says, over here it says, let me see if I can highlight it. I that speaketh unto thee am he. See, right after it says, Jesus saith unto her, that, he will declare all things to USA, all things Jesus saith unto her, and then it starts a new sentence. Jesus saith unto her, it is, okay, it says, Jesus saith unto her, I that speaketh unto thee am he. Okay, and you can verify that right here. The woman saith unto him, I know that Messiah cometh, he that is called Christ. When he is come, he will declare all things, he will declare unto us all things. And Jesus saith unto her, I that speaketh unto thee am he. So it's almost like God is verifying this entire message. And I just wanted to point that out for anyone who doesn't believe in this testimony. I know there's a lot of mockers and scoffers. You can see, by the number of dislikes and by all the comments that are in the video. And I just wanted to declare that as a warning, and to also let you know that it's very possible that Passover may be coming early this year. There was a second Adar month added to the Hebrew calendar, but according to some calendars that should have not been added, and it should have been at the time of the solar eclipse, which is coming up on March 8th, March 9th, which for us in the US that'll be Tuesday, and in some places in the world it'll be Wednesday. So I just wanted to issue that as a warning so that everyone can be prepared for the coming of the Lord. And I'm not saying it's going to happen on that day, but just in case it does, just have your hearts ready. And that's all I wanted to say because I'm running out of time. So I'll see you in the next video.